She told me at the baseline, and everything will be fine. Oh, yeah. She told me at the sound of the drums, to set the mood and foundation. She told me at the baseline, and everything will be fine. Oh, yeah. She told me at the sound of the drums, to set the mood and foundation.
Hey there, sweet souls. How are you? It is your Forest Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Today's pick a card read is asking the question, what is it that you need to let go of? So for pile number 1, we have the rose quartz. For pile number 2, we have boy number 3's heart rock. I say that because boy number 3 has been finding me heart rocks since he was a little toddler. This is when he was 3 years old. He found me this one. I have no idea what it's made out of. It's just a rock that he finds in the river. So this is, I'm going to call boy number 3's heart rock. And then for pile number 3, this is Christicola, the Christicola heart. So the question today, I'm so excited. This pick a card read stuff I'm just absolutely loving. Pile number 1 with the rose quartz, pile number 2 with boy number 3's heart rock, and pile number 3 has got the Christicola. And the question today is, what is it that you need to let go of? I'll see you in your reading. Hey there, pile number 1. How are you? It's your Forest Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Well, today's pick a card is looking at what you need to let go of now. So we're going to take a look at what you need to let go of now. So I'll put the intent into each deck of what pile number 1 needs to let go of now. What does, let's get the galactics out. What does pile number 1 need to let go of now? What does, let's do the Buddha. What does pile number 1? What does pile number 1 need to let go of now? Let's get some fairies out. I love these fairy cards. Not only are they beautifully illustrated, but the messages are so, I find them to be very truthful. Some decks are very sweet. My panda deck here is very funny, but this one is very truthful. Speaks truths. Let's get to the tarot. We've got the oracle cards out. Let's get to the tarot. So, what does pile number 1 need to let go of now? Let's take a look at what pile number 1 needs to let go of now. I'm going to do this one. Get all our cards all set up. Next tarot deck, we'll put the intent into the shuffle. Whoa! Of what does pile number 1 need to let go of now? These ones blew almost right off the table. This one and this one. I do have to say that with this new sort of pick a card shuffling that I'm doing, it's very new for me because normally I would shuffle and pick off the top of the deck and just read the deck, right? So this picking from the middle of the deck stuff is all brand new. So then when I do my weekends, because I'm still keeping the weekends, I'm still keeping Saturdays and Sundays. We're still doing some editing. It's almost like we missed editing. And so I was picking from the middle of the deck during those shuffles, and I had to stop and go, no, let's start all over again, because I had to get back to what I've been doing with the zodiac signs and the weekend reads. I want to do that one. All right. And the last little deck, my little baby deck of astrological. What does pile number 1 need to let go of? Almost like that one wanted to come out too. This one. I'm going to do 2. I'm going to move this over. Move my fairies over and try and put these in. I got 2. Yes. You got 2 astrologicals. So we'll see. We will see. Pile number 1. All right. Let's start with those astrological cards. You've got Waxing Crescent and Ambition. 10th house. I like that there's chess pieces to that. That's Capricorn rules the 10th house, and this is your ambition. So let's start with that. Let's start with the house. Or no, I did turn over Waxing Crescent. Let's do that one first. All right. Pile number 1. Your Waxing Crescent right there. Setting intentions. Could it be the ambitious intentions? Planting a seed for what you want to accomplish during this cycle. Okay. 10th house. So you're setting new intentions. The house of ambition, career versus work, contributions to society, reputation, social standing, influence, and power. So when this talks about pile number 1, what you need to let go of, it could have to do with what is sitting in your 10th house. It could have to do with, as it says, career versus work. Are you working or do you have a career? Are you ambitious towards this career? Are you contributing? Again, the service to society. What are you contributing to society? Do you care too much about your reputation, social standing, the influence or power? Do you need to drop those, I guess, ideas? Universal abundance. Universal abundance. So this is regarding what you need to drop. Universal abundance. Great abundance is yours if you reach for it. Abundance is within. Absolutely. The kingdom of heaven lies within. Choose to acknowledge it. Choose to acknowledge that you are abundant within. As you recognize the abundance around you, it will increase. This is a time to harvest the abundance within you. Harvest the seeds that you're planting with that waxing crescent. This is a time to harvest the abundance within you. Abundance flows your way. Be open to it. To be abundant is to experience the joy of creation. So it sounds to me so far, pile number 1, that what it is you need to release or let go of are expectations of abundance from the outside world, and you need to start looking within. First, snake. is your totem animal. Transformation, absolutely, transformation of ideas, of beliefs. Concentration, self-awareness, coolness, instinct, preparedness, diplomacy, and self-analysis. That's going within, isn't it? So let's see what the fairies have. Oh, I love this card. 3 graces. 3 graces. So it could very well be that when you go within, you start finding those that have also done the work, and start working with others who are full of grace, cooperative adventures with friends, joy, sharing new partnerships that are fun. Isn't that universal abundance? Mentioned joy, mentioned finding the joy within, new partnerships that are fun. It's the very first card in this deck, so let's take a look. Finding like-minded souls to work with, a happy workplace. And it's interesting that it's career versus work, and making those, as I see with the pawns. Are you a pawn? Are you just a pawn? And I kind of pick up that that's what work is. I have a job and I go to work, versus career, something that you love to do. Okay. A new community is being birthed, meeting new friends who will feel like family. These are soulmates. Overcoming trust issues with other people. Trust issues with other people starts with trust issues with yourself. I went through this where I didn't trust my ability to make wise decisions. When the carpet got pulled out from underneath me, was this a wise decision? What didn't I see? I did go into analysis. I kind of went into analysis paralysis at that time, but I overcame the trust issues I had with myself. Overcoming trust issues with other people. It does start within. Sharing, understanding, and cooperation brings new opportunities. Joint businesses and ventures. Growth of new friendships and relationships bring about play, delight, and work. This is all about letting go. I'm especially with Capricorn in the 10th house, the seriousness of life. I'm really picking up on play and joy and delight and work that is in tune with your purpose and talents. That's what universal abundance is all about. My grandmother used to say, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Celebration of new beginnings, dance and gentle movements, synchronized fate of yourself with 2 or 3 other like-minded beings with similar outlooks, training, ideas and beliefs, new business ventures with friends. It could also very well, we'll see when we look at the tarot, you might need to, pile number 1, meet new people and let go of your friend group or the people that you've been around, because you need to really be around those that uplift, those that are joyful, those that love what they do. Feeling happy and connected to female friendships. Feeling strong bonds with people, although you've just met them. Creating a working magical circle built on trust, delight, security, and friendship. Rejoicing in femininity and feminine energies. That is a good message it's from Lucy Cavendish. All right, let's take a look at the galactic seeds of polarity and leaving home. Let's take a look at these. Number 14. This deck blows my mind every time. Polarity. As humanoid races began growing throughout the Lyran system, the yin-yang principle of duality became more pronounced. At first, the polarities remained balanced, but because our cosmic journey is about growth and the integration of polarity, those polarities had to become more pronounced before they could be healed. Take a look at how polarities play out in your life today. Do not fear it. As you did in ancient times, learn how to stay balanced even amid the temptation to choose one pole over the other. Wisdom comes from embracing both rather than closing one side over another. As we progress through the process of our separation from the source and our journey into polarity, this card represents the beginning of era of polarity that begins to manifest in the Lyran Lyran colonies that later branched out to the future Lyran colonies and races that came from Lyra. This further fragmentation was a necessary step in our journey into polarity. But at this point in time, the Lyrans were an immature civilization and didn't know how to balance polarities. Thus, there were times in the past that we were very dark. Are we in dark times now because of polarity? Are we going through what the Lyrans went through back then? These are questions I have for you, pile number 1. And you could, with this polarity card, the Seeds of Polarity, you could be required or look into, or these are energies, these are things, the polarity, the us versus them, that you might have to drop moving forward, that you might just want to let go and find balance. Okay, if this card comes up in your reading, it can often serve as a warning to you not to polarize your life right now. Examine your choices and actions carefully. Even when you think you might be making a choice from a place of neutrality, look deeper. That's looking within, absolutely. Even the idea of good and evil, which is a polarity many humans encounter, is really an illusion. Can you go beyond these value judgments, which are labels created by the mind, and see what lies beyond the polarized reality? Now that is a very interesting message for you, pile number 1, to see beyond good and evil. I talk a lot about positivity. I talk a lot about negativity. And yet when I read, especially this is the Galactic Heritage cards, when I read these this book, this guidebook in particular, it always broadens my mind to stay neutral. And as I have an air moon, a Libra moon, I really am able to look at things from a very neutralized perspective. And yet I'm always amazed. There is no good and evil. And yet they are pumping it into our subconscious that there is. I find that very interesting, and that is in fact polarity. We do live in a polarized world, and then my question is, or do we? If we don't polarize, if we don't think in that polarized way, is that what you, pile number 1, need to let go of, is that polarization? Ooh. Very interesting. And I'm really going back to those 3 graces and finding joy and happiness, finding that feminine energy of creativity. What are you creating with others who also want to create out of that sense of joy and abundance, and with universal abundance? Are you co-creating with the universe? I'm co-creating with with deck card creators. I'm loving this concept. I'm loving reading from the books because it really gives depth to these reads. So let's go to 104. It's at the very end here. There's only 108 cards in this deck. Okay. Where's the emphasis? Esasani, a cross between humans and Zetas, eventually had to integrate all of their lessons, evolve as a species, and leave home, walk into their own future, and find their own path. Humanity is facing this challenge now as we struggle to find ourselves. Universal abundance, going deep within. You too are at this crucial nexus point of evolution. We are all collectively. This is a beautiful yet bittersweet place to be. You must do your spiritual homework, make conscious and courageous choices, and find your own path. Do not fear who you truly are. This represents the potential for a new birth and the importance of consciously creating your future, starting now. So this really speaks to me about leaving old paradigms, leaving old not paradigms, old ideology, leaving old belief systems, leaving that which has been, and kind of hacking into your subconscious and reprogramming that with love, that with positivity, that with joy, grace, and abundance, that you in fact are the creators of your world. So what does your world look like? Then go deep. If it is scary and fearful and hard and wicked, go deep within to see what, and be aware of the thoughts that you are having all day long. Is it a lack mindset? Is it I can't? Or is it that of universal abundance? Interesting. Let's go to Buddha. See what Buddha has. Wisdom and virtue. Keep your mind clear and your heart open. Exactly. That's exactly what I just said, is what are you thinking about? That's number 7. That's also a spiritual number, number 7. So long as people do not understand the true nature of the objective world, they fall into the dualistic view of things, the seeds of polarity. Absolutely. The Buddha replied, they imagine the multiplicity of external objects to be real and become attached to those objects, nourished by the habitual energy of these attachments. Ah, there's a circle right there. This leads to the assertion of the ego and its belongings. So we are really in that time of what we have, and we're not talking universal abundance, which comes within. We're talking about stuff. And that's what defines you. Okay. This leads to the assertion of the ego and its belongings, and thus the dualistic habit of mind goes on functioning. There evolves false imaginations. But how else can the Buddha Vista recognize that there is nothing but what is seen in the mind itself? And how else can this Buddha Vista gain an insight into the true nature of the mind and be freed from the wrong concepts of cause and effect? For this reason, I say that discrimination takes its rise from the mind becoming attached to the multiplicities of things that in themselves are not real, and that emancipation comes from thoroughly understanding the meaning of reality, and it truly is the embodiment of great compassion. Oh Lord, give me strength with this name. I'm gonna just Avalokitesvara. Hold in 2 hands is sacred objects of his work to relieve suffering, the prayer beads and the lotus, and in his palms folded hands a wish-fulfilling jewel. Though meditation, your Buddha nature is revealed. Through meditation, your Buddha nature is revealed. Apply its virtuous qualities to your everyday experiences as reflection of your own enlightenment. That brings me back to the 3 graces. And that is achieving a sense of joy in the small things. Joy with those others around you. To going deep within and realize and see the universal abundance, and then realize that this world, this table, these cards are all a part of my imagination, my projection, that you are in watching and participating in. That's cool to me. That's amazing, because then it makes me want to really imagine more and more and more and more and more people evolving, people letting go of the dualistic nature of this world, of the polarities. I'm getting it. Letting go. I'm getting it. Let's take a look at the tarot. 9 of Wands. Almost there. That wounded warrior. And Queen of Pentacles. The take care queen. Taking care of yourself, taking care of how much, and recognizing and seeing how much you've actually gone through, and allowing this to heal, to unfold. Yes, Six of Wands, having victory. With moving in a different direction and making those plans. Do you see the mind and actions? Yes, indeed. And the Sun, moving towards your happiness, moving towards others who are also experiencing happiness. Queen of Pentacles, abundance, creation. Absolutely. Let's take a look at what the pandas have. Move these guys over. 10 of Cups. Pile number 1. And the Star, universal abundance. And the Sun again. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so the tarot is speaking. The tarot is speaking. So the oracle cards have really given us a sense of what you need to let go of is duality, polarity, is that, and then as the Buddha card mentions, that mind, almost like mind, not mind over matter, but mind creates what it is that you're experiencing. To not only quiet the mind, to meditate that mind, but to get that mind into the cooperative adventures with friends, joy, sharing, new partnerships that are fun. Do you need, pile number 1, to let go of your friendships that are not working? Do you need to let go of jobs that are just jobs and create a career that you can be passionate about, that you can love? Is it time to go towards that which makes you happy? And with that, that is going to create your wealth that comes from within. Snake, transformation, concentration, self-awareness, instinct, preparedness, diplomacy, self-analysis. Taking this Six of Wands, making, and again, it's very interesting that ambition, 10th house and Six of Wands, that's recognition from outside sources. Are you putting too much emphasis on recognition from outside sources? Are you moving towards what makes you happy, pile number 1? Are you letting go of this energy of wounded warrior? Let's take a look at the tarot. That's what I see from the tarot, that you are moving towards with this slow Six of Swords, and yet the victory of the Six of Wands into your happiness, into your joy, as the Three of Graces described, into the Sun. We have the Sun, the Star, and the 10 of Cups coming from the pandas. Beautiful. Now let's take a look. The 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. Authority, influence, mastery, the ability to move forward with full confidence, aided by the stamina of the budding wand and the insight of the supernatural flower eyes. The 9 of Wands stands. The 9 of Wands stand sentry with a proud soldier. He grasps 2 of the wands. With one hand, with his right hand, is a shortened, glorified staff, surmounted by a glow, wide open eye. The staff ends in a black globe, inscribed with the signia of Sagittarius, right there. Symbols of awakening and insight. All the wands end in eyes. The eyes unfurl like flowers, each at its own rate, and gaze in different directions. The soldier grasps the staff with the youngest bud and the most mature. He understands the full range of fruitfulness. Alert and dedicated, he uses the insight offered by the mysterious wand to understand himself and the world. That's going deep within. The Queen of Pentacles. That's because, again, as I said, knowing the tarot, that's the wounded warrior. And yet, that card, that contribution from this creator of this deck says that you're moving towards your Sun. I love that. I absolutely love that. Universal abundance. That's going within and knowing what it is that truly makes you happy and moving towards that. Let's go to the now I'm curious about the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles rests one hand on the great disc. There it is. The great disc of her suit, and holds the orb of rule in the other. The spherical shape of the orb is an ancient symbol of fruitfulness and fertility, and within the globe are alternating squares and circles, emblems of eternity. That's your soul, isn't it? She rules with fertility of the world. She decides whether a pregnancy will succeed. The queen's face and breasts are half dark and half light. Like many versions of Earth Mother from the earliest cultures, Terra, for instance, is primordial Germanic images of the Great Mother. Indeed, she is the Black Madonna of Central European tradition and the eternal mother of her dark, mysterious but deeply nourishing avatar. Here, again, is the yin and yang contrast of dark and light. Well, isn't that what the Seeds of Polarity card talked about? This darkness, though, is not necessarily evil, but rather shadowy, fertile chaos, vital to all life and creativity. Broad antlers crown the queen, and her coif resemble a volcano or high beehive. Oh, right there. Yes. Tying her to the realm of the wild earth, as well as suggesting the high marches and deep forests of Central and Eastern Europe. A pyramid or volcano is also a natural symbol of a deity, and the heights reach to heaven. The queen seems Celtic or even Mongolian in aspect. Beside her, lush corn pushes out of the earth, though through farther afield, the hills are bare. Like the mourning Demeter, the Pentacle Queen decides when and where the earth is lush and alive, and where barren. Before her stands her symbolic animal, a black goat, symbol of earthly impulses. Below the goat, a tiny seedling peeks out of the soil, its two small leaves touching the animal. With the help of the queen, the young plant will grow tall and strong. Elementally, she is fire out of earth. On her brow is a third eye, a suggestion of the Earth Mother's power to destroy. When destruction pours forth from the third eye of Lord Shiva, the Queen of Pentacles rules over all qualities associated with earth, fertility, cycles, seasons, material riches, primordial wisdom. Closely tied to the spirit of the soil, she fosters birth and innovation. In life, the queen appears as a woman with great internal riches, universal abundance, well-grounded, spiritual, fertile, close to nature. This might, again, I'm really seeing this Queen of Pentacles as not only taking care of your universal abundance, of your riches within, of your wisdom and virtue, but as this card describes, there is also having a control or at least an awareness of polarity. So, what is it? Are you to be pile number one? The question is, what are you to let go of? I believe you are to let go of not only expectations, but to let, as the Queen of Pentacles does, let things grow, whether it be that wild, uncontrolled force of nature. Where is that going to bring you? When you listen to your intuition, when you get into this, the energy of joy, of grace, where is that going to lead you? Let's take a look. Now, this deck here, it really only has a couple of, it's very interesting. This is a very small little book, and it's only a couple of words, which I find it's interesting, especially when some can be very detailed and others not. So the Six of Wands, success, public recognition, and progress. Absolutely. Six of Swords. I'm just going to read what this little book has. Six of Swords is transition, moving on, release, rite of passage, and change. So are you releasing the recognition? Are you sort of letting go of that which others think of you, what you have, your, I guess, material abundance? Because this Queen of Swords doesn't really talk about material abundance, more about nature and not being able to control nature. Interesting. To let it go. The Sun. And then we'll get into the pandas. I'm kind of excited about what those pandas are saying up there regarding what it is that you are to let go of, pile number one. And that is the Sun. I think you are moving towards your positivity, warmth, fun, vitality, and success. And when you let go of what other people think of you, when you let go of the polarities, when you let go of maybe friends or coworkers that really are not in that positive energy of joy, that's when you make the plans with the Six of Swords and slowly transition into your happiness. All right, Ten of Cups. Or do we want to start with the Sun? Let's start with Sun and work backwards. The Sun, because we just read the Sun out of this one, so let's go to the Sun. I'm quite positive that the world is a bright, bright place. The sun in the sky, the wind on my face, and the grass tickling my toes. Wonderful, isn't it? Don't you wish you could always see the world just like this, so full of light, so alive? The light attributes are honesty, truth, openness, illumination, innocence, and the inner child. I think what in the shadow attributes are what you need to let go of, and that is denial, avoiding problems, and spiritual bypass. Beautiful. The next card, the Star. The Star. Oh, it's you. Come and sit on the branch with me and put your sorrows in that bowl. Yeah, move away from them. To be released, of course. That's what you are to release, the sorrows. Absolutely. To be released, of course. What else? To sing with me. Twinkle, twinkle, giant star, how I wonder what you are up above the world so high, telling us we'll be all right. Twinkle, twinkle, giant star, because not all hope is lost. Rest, rejuvenation, healing, hope, and optimism. And what you need to let go of is pessimism, waiting to be rescued, and a sack of sadness. That's what the pandas are telling you to release. And the Ten of Cups. Last card out, pile number one. This is a beautiful read, I'll tell you. Ten of Cups. How are you? I'm going to read this. Yeah, this is it. How are you? That's what I say. How are you? Time for a bear hug. Your dreams will always come true, and you deserve love and joy. We keep talking about the joy and eternal sweetness. The pandas will always love you. We love you just as the universe does, universal abundance. So make sure you bear that in mind. The light attributes of the Ten of Cups. Grace, right here. Gratitude. Happily ever after. Storybook ending. And what you need to let go of, the shadow attributes, is suffering, ingratitude, and entitlement. And that's what I see for you, pile number one. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care. From your Forest Fairy. Bye for now. Hey there, pile number two. How are you? It's your Forest Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Well, today's pick a card is about what it is, pile number two, you need to let go of now. So let's take a look at what you need to let go of. We're going to put the intention into each deck of what you need to let go of. Pile number two. Let's get some fairies out. What does pile number two need to let go of? These have been amazing for me, but I do have to say they've been running long. What does pile number 2 need to let go of? So I don't want it to feel rushed with these, and I might start putting in timestamps if it's the shuffle. You can skip the shuffle, is all I'm saying. Oh, Atlantean era, Earth, past, wanted to show its face. I'm going to take 2 of these galactic heritage cards, and let's get into the tarot. Those are the oracles. So, what does pile number 2 need to let go of? What does pile number 2 need to let go of? That's today's pick a card question. We'll get the second tarot deck out. What does pile number 2 need to let go of? What does pile number 2 need to let go of? And my pandas. Last tarot deck out. What does pile number 2 need to let go of? And one last one. I'm coining my little baby deck, but it's an astrological deck. What does pile number 2 need to, 2, all right, 2 it is, need to let go of? Let's take a look. Pile number 2. What do you need to let go of? Let's find out. Luna. And Gemini. Luna, that looks like house number 11. No. Is that a, it is. Okay. So right, it's the second. It's the Roman Roman numeral. Luna, the moon. So the question that this card asks you is, what do I need to feel secure? How do I instinctively respond to problems, unconscious emotions, instincts, habits, moods, and creativity? So what do I need to feel secure? What do you need to let go of? Those things that you need to feel secure? Let's take a look at Gemini. You could have predominant Gemini or a Gemini moon for some of you. Gemini, intelligence, adaptable, agile, communicative, informative, connected. Those are the strengths. And the weaknesses are exaggeration, deceptive, cunning, superficial, and inconsistent. So when it has positive and strengths and weaknesses in this card, I am going to just say that for some of you, pile number 2, what you need to let go of is exaggerating, is deceptive conversations, cunning, superficial, and inconsistencies. And that could be going deep within to find out what that really means to you. Now, let's see. Sower of Seeds. The Sower of Seeds. I don't think I've seen this one thus far. Sower of seeds, healing. Healing of the past opens the way for future abundance and harmony. Harvester of the past, sower of the future. Loose ends are being tied up so that actions can be taken towards the future. So really, you need to let go of the past. Really, you need to tie up loose ends to move forward. Even when you feel that your actions are extreme, and we want to avoid that, a pattern, an order, and a system are operating. Every action has a reaction. Consider the source and find understanding and resolution. Initiating motion. So I get from that is that you, pile number 2, are to let go of old situations, old discrepancies, old people, old relationships, are you holding on to deception? Are you holding on to that sort of trickster energy, whether that be people who tricked you or you being the trickster? Letting go of the past is what's going to enable you to sow more seeds for the future. Cry for nature, mourning for something sacred which seems lost. Okay, and it could very well be the past that seems lost. That is number 8. So, it says, mourning for something sacred which seems to be lost. This is the card of a person who loves where they are. This planet. This person may be passionate about animals, nature, trees, and protecting this earth. This person realizes they are as a child when faced with the ageless wisdom of all the creatures of this wonderful blue-green planet. Human wisdom is but one form. The being who has drawn this card is one with great elemental energy who can help rid the environment of toxic poisons and environmental pollutions. You will be passionately interested in helping the environment to be healed. In the same way, you are able to help heal toxic energies in places or in others. You may find you have a talent for clearing the karma of the environment and through others. This card is about the divine protection this magical planet enjoys from its special earth warriors. The person this card signifies has the earth warrior energy, the earth spirit, and in terms of the all who are attuned with the new earth energy. And we all have this capacity, regardless of age, race, religion, creed, family background, in our issues, has the chance to change into a person of the new earth. And that's what Sowers of Seeds is talking about. That's what moving forward is. And that's leaving of the past, leaving of old structures, old ways, old polluted, and I dare say toxic energies and substances that we put into our environment. Interesting. Toad, transcendence, renewal, disguise, interesting, detoxification, abundance, prosperity, communication, and realism. Detoxifying. 4, abundance and prosperity. Communication with Gemini. And realism, the truth. Gemini speaks truth. Interesting. Let's see what Buddha has. The student and the Buddha. The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. Is this, pile number 2, what you need? And especially with Gemini here, is this what you need to let go of? And that is a sharp tongue. Well, let's take a look. Number 29. 29, pile number 2. Avoid gossip. That's very Gemini energy in the weakness. That's a weakness. And abstain from it. What is heard here does not repeat there, causing dissension. What is heard there do not repeat here, causing dissension. Unite those that are divided and those that are united. And it could very well have to do with environment. Harmony gladdens. Delight and rejoice in harmony. It is harmony is spread by your words. Avoid harsh language and abstain from it. Speak words that are gentle, soothing to the ear, loving, heartfelt, courteous, and dear, and agreeable to many. Right speech is one of the 8 practices. Avoid using speech as a weapon. Only speak that which is true and beneficial. The positive aspects of Gemini. Beautiful. So what you need to let go of is that sharp tongue. Pile number 2 for some of you. That sharp tongue. Let's take a look at the galactic holographic healing. And stubbornness. You might like. And again, there's a lot of creators that make fun of, and I'm not saying that you could be one of them that does reaction videos about, let's say, people falling or people making mistakes or people, whatever the case may be. And that stubbornness, you might say, but Forest Fairy, I get, this is how I make my living. This is by these reaction videos or by what I do. And people like my shrewd tongue, my I don't know, the way I talk, how I make what would be honest, but it's more gossipy type of energy, and you might not want to give that up because that's your income for some of you, right? Like I get it, I really do. But when you move forward, you've got to sow, I'm going to say, healing seeds. You've got to watch that tongue. Like a knife, kills without drawing blood. This is very interesting. It's that transcendence. It's that detoxification. This is toxic energy that you're getting out of your system, I dare say. And it could be for some of you out of your content. Now, holographic healing. Let's take a look at the galactic heritage cards. I love these ones. These are blowing my mind. I'm not gonna... So, Palladians recognize that all consciousness is holographic. When one part of the hologram is influenced, so is the whole. And that is the foundation of Palladian healing methods. True healing for humans, physical and mental and emotional, adheres to this principle too. When we influence one part of our beingness, the whole is affected. This card engages you to see your life experiences holographically rather than a series of separate events. Healing in the now or in past lives affects the whole you. So each step you take towards healing now will affect the entire hologram of your existence. Wow. So this is a future card. This is a past card. Very interesting, because in this deck there are like 4 like court cards, or not court cards. 4 like in a deck of cards. What are they? Suits. Yes. And so in this deck it's past, present, future, and one that is meaning parallel, that it's all at the same time. So the future is healing, the holographic healing, and the past is stubbornness, not wanting to let, I believe, something go. Let's take a look. This message relates to having a fixed idea. You could have a lot of fixed, although Gemini is very mutable. You could have fixed in your chart, a fixed idea of how things should be, and try to force reality to fit that picture. This was a strong trait in the ancient, again, Palladian culture, which created many problems for their civilization. Some of us still carry this habitual pattern. Take a look at the situation you want changed. Be honest and see, again, honesty, the truth, right there, Gemini. Take a look at the situation you want changed. Be honest and see if you are trying to force reality that doesn't exist in the now. Be truthful. In order to make a change, we must fully accept and relax with the situation as it is. Only then will things change in a natural way. Interesting. I've got cry for nature. In a natural way. Things will change in a natural way when you are in, and it's funny, I've got future and past, but when you are in that present moment, seeing what it is, where you're at right now, pile number 2, and what things you need to let go of. That could very well be a harsh tongue. That could very well be the past. That could very well be seeing and understanding and holding on to things that really don't exist. Okay, let's take a look at the tarot. 6 of Wands, success. And the 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Success in love. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the next. I'm just taking it in. The Hermit. Yeah, there we go. Going deep within. And the Empress and what you are creating. And the final card, and having the strength to let go of that which has, for some of you, been your source of income, letting go of old ways with which you operate, and having the strength and the bravery to make these changes. 5 of Wands. This is a lot of outside energy, but in the Panda deck, it's very playful. King of Swords, making sharp decisions. Do you see that the pen is mightier than the sword, and he is holding both? And the final card, Ace of Cups, self-love, really being gentle and kind to yourself, filling your own cup, having the strength to do so, and the Ace turns into the 10. So let's start with the Light and Shadow deck. The 6 of Wands, success. You will have success letting go of these things, these old patterns. You will have success. This I can see in the tarot, that's for sure. Let's see. Oh, this one goes in order of numbers. So, triumph, conquest, achievement, success, mastery, celebration, ceremonies, and ritual. 6 of Wands unfurl their fags above the triumphant warrior or leader who drives his chariot into a thronged arena. He waves to the assembled people while another figure crowns him with the wreath of triumph. By tradition, this figure can be either a person closest to the general, or allegorically, like a goddess, like a victory herself. Above everything, 6 proud flagpoles declare joyous celebration. There is a danger in such a phenomenon. The human desire for heroes and leaders lead sometimes to tyranny and disaster. But it's best. The coronation of the victorious leader can inspire all people to do their best. Triumphant Jupiter and proud Leo, we have Leo with the Strength card, are zodiacal sentiments of this card. I really see this 6 of Wands as you achieving the success of overcoming the stubbornness, of maybe calming that gossipy, sharp tongue, right? And then sharing it with others of how you did it, why you did it, how you are sowing seeds of joy, of delight, of wonder, of curiosity moving forward, which again is Gemini energy. The 10 of Cups. So it looks as if you are making wise decisions. Fulfillment, joy, celebration, the dance of being. And again, being not in the past, not in the future, but being right now. Harmony between opposites. Yeah. And the reconciliation of complements, happiness, and love, and harmony, and familial, and basically family relationships. Interesting. Are you seeing the beauty in your family relationships? Are you having success with these family relationships? Were you stuck in the gossip of family, of friends, of the toxic relationships? Are you letting them go? Have you gone deep within with the Hermit card? I dare say yes, sweet souls. You've gone deep within. You have seen your power of creation. Let's take a look. The Hermit in this deck is very simple. The Hermit. Inner guidance, solitude, and self-introspection, which then leads to divine, the High Priestess, the Empress, femininity, beauty, nature. And we have this cry for nature. Are you crying out for your own inner femininity, for your own inner beauty, for your own inner nature and nurturing? Do you need to nurture yourself with the Ace of Cups? And then strength, courage, determination, persuasion, and influence. And with the Six of Wands, I do see you influencing others. And is that to be shrewd, to be sarcastic, to be to have a sharp tongue, to gossip with the weaknesses of Gemini, to exaggerate and tell falsities? Interesting. And have you having the strength to let those things go, to let those attributes go, to recognize them, not judge them, to see them and let them go? Five of Wands. Let's see what our pandas have to say. The Five of Wands, to wrap this up. Five of Wands. Oh, curse my itchy furs. We're stuck in a panda knot. Your paw is in my face. Watch it. Ugh, I'm still the prettiest panda in this bunch. Get off me. This is my paw you're munching on. Ugh. Competition, conflicts, interests, creative clashes, aggression, hostility, sabotage, and intolerance. Intolerance. Are you letting go of aggression? Pile number 2. Are you letting go of inner hostility, of sabotage when it starts within? It is sowed within and then it shows up in your outside world. Intolerance of others' opinions, of others' ideas, of others. Can you, oh, I'm hearing it. Can you dish it and not take it? Then stop dishing it. Curb that tongue. King of Swords. Interesting. That's what I picked up from that. The King of Swords. Where are the swords in this little, there we are. King of Swords. Nothing escapes my eye. I see you. I see what you're doing. I know what you intend to do. Understand this. I am always 100 steps ahead. This is my curse and my blessing. Yes, my eyes are open. Thank you very much. Yes, pandas have eyes. I'm rolling them at you, in fact. Strong. The light attributes of this King of Swords are strong morals, meticulous attention to detail, extreme intelligence, and has a powerful mind. But what you need to let go of are the shadow attributes of a neurotic, harsh, getting back to the harsh tongue, unforgiving, and controlling. And finally, last card, Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. Let's take a look at what the pandas have to say for pile number 2. Shh. Don't tell anyone. I just put all my love in there for the other pandas to find. As much as my little panda heart can muster anyway. Which is a lot. Oh, since you're here, you can have it. Here it is, all my love. Of course you deserve it. Don't be silly. The light attributes of the Ace. Oh, that's the 10. Yeah, Ace to 10. That's the Ace. Sorry, my apologies. Light attributes of the Ace of Cups. Emotional openness. Okay. Heart expansion, cosmic healing, dreams and wishes coming true. And what you need to let go of, pile number 2, is dejection, loneliness, separation, and melodrama. And that is what I see for you, pile number 2. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care from your Forest Fairy. Bye for now. Hey there, pile number 3. How are you? It's your Forest Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Well, today's pick a card is taking a look at what you need to let go of. So let's get right to it and put the intention of today's read into these cards and see what comes out. What does pile number 3 need to let go of now? What does pile number 3? What does pile number 3 need to let go of? What does pile number 3 need to let go of? What does pile number 3 need to let go of? Right there. That was a quick and easy one to see. I'm really loving these Galactic Heritage cards. What does pile number 3 What does pile number 3 need to let go of? Let's get into the tarot. What does pile number 3 need to let go of? What does pile number 3, right there, need to let go of? What does pile number 3 need to let go of? What does pile number 3 need to let go of? Top one there. And now our pandas. I love this deck. I do. It's playful. It's fun. It's light. It's been giving some beautiful messages. Well, that one really wanted to come out there. And there's 2. So this is what the pandas want you to let go of. Pile number 3. Oh, there's 2. I'm gonna take them. We'll make it work as far as the spacing. Put those right together. I'm gonna bring them down so they're in frame. I'm working with a new frame that I can actually see in my reads that I was doing for the zodiac signs and whenever. I could not see anything because it was so high up to get the whole table, right? And so this way, when I'm only using half the table, it's lower, so I can just reach up and sort of take a sneak peek at what I've got going on here. So we got 1 for 1 little baby card. There it is right there. And that's what pile number 3 needs to let go of. Okay. So let's take a look. First with our astrological card, Pluto. Oh, Pluto. Back in Capricorn right now, I believe. Let's take a look. Where is that? This one right here, Pluto. What does pile number 3 need to let go of? Well, let's take a look. These are the questions Pluto's asking you. Where is it that I need to find deeper truth? So do you need to let go of falsities, surface stuff, and meaning? Where in my life will be marked by upheaval, obsession, and paranoia? Do you need to let go of upheaval, obsession, and paranoia? Just be aware, pile number 3, that that's what's being pumped into you. If you're aware of that, then you have a better chance of letting it go because it's not yours to begin with. It's programmed. Transformation, power, death, rebirth, and evolution. That's what you're moving towards. Now, let's take a look at this one. Law of life. I don't think I've read this one in a while. Let's take a look at this one. I love these messages, and kind of like the angel messages, sometimes I will read it and then forget, and then it's not until I keep reading the cards over and over again. And when I'm picking out decks that I haven't seen in a hot minute, it's always like magical to me, right? So when we're dealing with Pluto, let's see what the law of life. It's the law of life right there. What goes around comes around. Interesting. Life returns to you what you put into it. Time is never wasted, for each moment is a lesson on some level. Life is necessary to manifest and practice that which we have gathered. There is always motion, evolution, which Pluto mentioned. Even when you don't feel it, life is a cycle with valleys and peaks. Both are needed. You get exactly what you need to come into rapport with the law of life. So, what goes around comes around. So when we talk about pile number 3, what you need to let go of, is it that you need to let go of what you don't want to see happen? Again, it's this idea of what you put out there. And if this, and not if, I mean, it's been proven that this is a hologram. So what you think about, you bring about. What it is that you put out there. So let's say I put up, I put out a lot of fear-mongering, tarot reads, right? These terrible things are going to happen to you. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it, but I'll use it as an example. If I put out there this, I don't even want to say it because I'm so close to the woods, and parts of Canada are experiencing forest fires, but that's fear, right? And the reason why I don't even want to say it is because I'm so close to the woods. I'm literally in the woods. And so and we've been having rain, which is fantastic. And I have been thinking I want a long, wet, rainy summer. I don't want to see sunshine. I don't want the woods to get dry. And that's exactly what's happened. So that's what I've been putting out there. So as an example, that's my hologram. That's what I put out there. Okay, fine. So what you need to let go of as far as what you put out there are these fear and negative contributions into your own life, which then come back around. That's what I see so far. So let's see what the fairies have. The Grail fairy, fertility, the return of life, health, and life cycles, which is what the law of life talked about, is life cycles. What you put out there is what you get back. So let's see what the Grail fairy has to say regarding what it is, pile number 3, that you are to let go of. 25. The Grail fairy. Womb able to bring forth and nurture new life. The feminine sacred magic of bringing forth babies. Flow of feminine energy and moon cycles. Blooming, births, serenity, female beauty. The taking of sacred waters. The first and second phase of triple goddess, maiden, and mother. Every birth is a new life, a new chance. Princess of nature. Mother as sacred. Experience and the wisdom of our senses coming back into the wonder and knowledge of your sacred body, merging of selves to create something new. Acceptance and delight and love of emotion, babies, new life, flow. After stasis, drink more pure water. Waters of fertility. Allow healing tears to flow. Okay. Red and white springs of Avalon, lords, sacred wells, rivers, ponds, and bodies of water are being watched over by Fae and will assist you in becoming fertile both literally, metaphorically, again. Interesting. That's very interesting because this is really tapping into feminine energy of birthing, of motherhood, of womb, of children. Are some of you to let go and let go of your preconceived notions of what femininity is, of what it's been programmed into you, what it is? I mean, when we can't even define what a woman is, this Grail fairy did beautifully. And bull. We go from birthing mother to bull, tenacity, dependability, groundedness, selfless, control, passion, influence, stability, preservation, to persevere, to keep going towards, and it could be for some of you, rediscovering your feminine aspects for you females out there. And even if you're a male, discovering what it is. Again, I mentioned drinking more water, but discovering what it is that makes you sensitive, that makes you loving, that makes you nurturing. This is where we need to talk about male and female and the differences between the two energies, the differences between the two genders, and that one can still have these opposite or opposing aspects in themselves and be the opposite gender. So you can have a very masculine female that needs to rediscover her own femininity again. Let's see what Buddha has. Be free as can be. Happiness or sorrow, whatever befalls you, walk on untouched, unattached. Okay, so letting go of attaching to these said emotions, whether it be happiness or sorrow. 38. Loss or misfortune, wailing and grief, the state of woe, this is called lamentation. What is pain? Bodily pain and unpleasantness, the painful and unpleasant feeling produced by bodily contact, this is called pain. What is grief? Mental pain and unpleasantness, the painful and unpleasant feeling produced by mental contact, this is called grief. What is despair? Distress and desperation arising through loss or misfortune which one encounters, this is called despair. What is the suffering of not getting what one desires, being subject to decay, disease, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, and desire come to them? Okay, so this is really talking about the law of life. That if this is what you are experiencing, this is what your mind, your emotions, your body is experiencing, are you putting that out there for it to come back to you? What is the suffering of not getting what one desires, being subject to decay, disease, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair? The desire comes to them. I wish we were not subject to these things. I wish these things were not for us, but this cannot be gained by merely desiring. And not to get what one desires is suffering. With great compassion, Green Terra offers protection from desire and attachment. Contemplate her benevolent expression, which encourages you to separate yourself from both the happiness and sorrow of this world so that you can be free. Do you see that? That's what they're describing. Contemplate her benevolent expression, which encourages you to separate yourself from both the happiness and sorrow of this world so that you can be free. So to achieve your freedom, it is to separate yourself from, is it desires? I don't know. Are you to let go of these expectations? Are you to let go of these attachments? Okay, I see. And to create with the Grail Fairy. Let's see. Common ground. And it's the parallel. And graduation. The future. Okay. Let's take a look at the messages from the Galactic Heritage. 83. Pile number 3. 83. 83. Hybrid. Common ground. And the suit of parallel. Throughout Earth's long history interacting with ET beings, many hybrids were created. A hybrid being is a powerful symbol because it represents the building of the bridge between two different realities and standing on that common ground from a place of empowerment to create, Grail Fairy, a new, evolved reality. You pulled this card because you have a connection with the hybrid being. It may be a Zeta human, hybrid, or another. This energy is influencing you now to help you bring together two aspects of yourself that previously conflicted. This powerful card means that profound integration is forthcoming. Profound integration of the emotions of both happiness and sadness. Profound integration, and yet this card speaks of unattached. Being unattached to this integration, being unattached to. Happiness or sorrow, whatever befalls you, walk on untouched. Keep moving forward and unattached. This will lead you to 76, graduation. Earth's history has been fraught with struggles, hatred, and fear. As, yes, indeed, the underlying purpose of this was to serve as training for species evolution. It hasn't been easy. From the point of view of the future, humanity has succeeded and experienced a graduation as a species. That is hard to see now, but please trust that everything on Earth is happening for a reason. You and many others are connected to humans from the future who are gently guiding. And I've always wondered if our higher selves are not our future selves connecting with us on our subconscious level. This is just something I've always wondered. So this is kind of confirmation. From the point of view of the future, humanity has succeeded and experienced a graduation as a species. That is hard to see now, but please trust that everything on Earth is happening for a reason. You and many others are connected to humans from the future who are gently guiding the planet towards this graduation. As you connect with your higher self, yes, and do your spiritual work, you help to uplift humanity. You help to uplift humanity. So what are you letting go of? You're letting go of all the struggles. You're letting go all of the hurt, the pain. And maybe it could be with what you are not getting, that which you desire. The law of life says what goes around comes around. So what are you putting out there? What are you putting out into your reality? Are you seeing the changes that are coming about throughout the collective? I do. I really do. Strength, yes, and bravery to be the Empress. And that very much goes back to that Grail fairy, that Empress. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Four of Pentacles. What are you holding on to? Holding on to, oh, the fear. The fear. And we've got the Devil and the Angel on the table. Pile number 3. Very clear. The duality is very clear. What are you holding on to? The Devil. And where do you need to move towards? The Empress, the creation, the temperance, the balance, the middle ground. Oh my goodness. Let's see what the pandas have. The High Priestess, looking towards that Pluto card. The Eight of Swords, getting caught up in the head of what you need to hold on to, that which you know. Interesting. The Lovers and Devil. I find these two images now in these two decks very different. This is a single individual. This is not the traditional Rider-Waite where the Devil sits atop, let's say, on a higher sort of pedestal, and two people chained to, that they chain themselves to these ideas, to this dogma, to this fear, to this doubt. They chain themselves to. This is simply the face of fear. That's what this deck depicts. So even though the Lovers is above, and you can compare the Rider-Waite-Smith Lovers and Devil cards together and see very almost the same image, except above the Lovers is the Angel, which we have right here. I see this as a choice. This Lovers card for me today is saying, and it's interesting, we got a red umbrella shielding them too, but making a choice for fear. Are you making a choice towards love? Page of Swords. Page of Swords is about, he's a little student, as we see all of his books. He's also a truth teller, a truth seeker. Interesting. And what is the truth? The truth is what goes around comes around with the law of life. So what you put out there, if fear will hit you hard, what you are seeing, what you're experiencing with the Devil, it could be that which you might need to let go of. Pile number 3. Is that fear? Is that doubt? To really listen to your High Priestess. We've got the Emperor. I'm calling the Grail Fairy the Empress, but I feel like these two cards are one and the same, that we've got the Empress and the strength to move forward into this feminine energy of birthing. What is it that you are birthing? Is it patience? Is it moderation? Is it balance in a dualistic world? Are you holding on to the sorrows? Are you holding on to when you used to be happy? Is that what's riddling your mind and keeping you in that Eight of Swords? Let's take a look. The Strength card. The Strength, and we've got the Empress. Okay. That's number 11 in this deck. The Strength card. Strength exudes calm and power, which is very much Temperance energy. She embodies the deep inner source of moral force and conviction, as well as physical health, courage, power, and skill. She and her noble cat offer courage and fortitude. Fortitude. The mettle to act firmly and true, and also the spirit, when necessary, to rein oneself in. The Empress. The Empress. The Empress nourishes and fosters all life and fertility. All elements contribute to her fruitfulness. Where she goes, the world springs to life. Very much the Grail Fairy. Cub and chick are born. The corn pushes out of the soil. Mother Earth herself, the mother goddess, all mothers and all motherly feelings. She fosters creativity of all kinds, including intellectual and artistic. She is so fruitful and so prolific that she can prompt confusion and chaos, but she is overwhelmingly benign. Like the Priestess, which we have right here, she personifies the female principle of itself, especially in its concrete, generative, fertile aspects. Riches of all kinds are hers. She generously showers the world and its denizens with her gifts of harvest and flower, fruitfulness, and inspired productiveness. Productiveness, regardless of the fear. I'm really seeing this Devil card in the middle of the tarot. This is the Oracle half and this is the Tarot half, right? As far as I see. So I really see the Devil in the center of the tarot. This is graduation from fear. This is graduation and birthing, going back to creating, as it said, intellectual creation, artistic creation, actual biological creation. Beautiful. Let's get to and these tarot cards, these ones here, I love it that this little tiny book is just simple. It's just literally 4 words that describe the card, which then takes us to the sweetness and the fun playfulness of the Panda deck. So, the Devil, Shadow Self, Attachment, and we, right here, as free as can be, talks about attachment or unattached, being unattached, but you're attached, and addiction, maybe addiction to the attachments. Okay, 4 of Pentacles. What you need to let go of is attachments. Okay, 4 of Pentacles and Temperance. Let's do Temperance first because I'm over here. Temperance was just right above the Devil. Patience, balance, moderation, purposefulness, being really aware of your thoughts, aware of your emotions. Okay, and the 4 of Pentacles. Control, conservation, frugality, and security. Is that what you're holding on to, pile number 3? Is the fear of losing that security on a material front? Let's see, the High Priestess, what the Pandas have to share, what you need to let go of. Listen to your inner voice and you will discover the truth of who you are, says the Pandas. You will know what you have always known and you will know where you are always meant to go. You'll solve the riddle in your heart if you close your eyes and call for it to be solved. It's in your DNA. Tune into it. You will always find what you seek. It's in your DNA. Wow. Intuition, spiritual connection, inner wisdom, divine downloads. And what you need to let go of is neuroticism, denial, spiritual bypassing, and wishful thinking. The 8 of Swords. is the next message from our pandas? The Eight of Swords. The panda's message, it literally just, and I don't know if you can see it on it just goes light attributes, problem solving, exercising caution, anticipated danger, and what you need to let go of is self-imposed limitations, entrapment, immobility, and negative projection. What goes around comes around, the law of life, what you put out there. Then we have the Lover's card, a choice that needs to be made. You are there, are black and white, and the colors of the rainbow, all in one, a bear of opposites, trying to stay under the same umbrella against life's rain. Who you are is what you choose to be at the present moment, so make that choice a great one. The light attributes, beautiful paradox, shadow and light. That's what Free as Can Be talks about. Peace within oneself and with others, what you need to let go of. Sweet. Pile number 3 is polarization, dichotomy, alienation, and disharmony. And that little Page of Swords. Last one. The little Page of Swords. Why do you think the pandas are black and white, as we just heard from the Lover's card? Curious disposition, don't you think? One thing is for sure, our unprecedented adorableness is a result of the cute gene in our DNA, which is exactly what the High Priestess talks about, the Empress, the Grail Fairy. What you were given, honor it, love it, especially when it comes to your body, because there are devil entities out there telling them that you have to destroy, mutilate, and change the DNA, the body that you were given. No, no, no. Love it. Love it. Honor it. Absolutely. What you need to let go of is this dogma, this fear. Absolutely. Light attributes. Inquisitive, nerdy, likes to learn and explore interesting questions. And what the Page of Swords is telling you, pile number 3 to let go of is narrow-mindedness, easily triggered, annoyed, and enjoys to argue. Don't argue. Observe, of course. And then analyze. Go deep within, make good choices, and let go of this polarity, of the attachments. Find common ground, because we are, as a collective, we're graduating to the next level, and that's what I see for you, pile number 3, and I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care from your Forest Fairy. Bye for now.